All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, Akalon here, and of course, welcome back to each and every one of you. If you're watching this over on YouTube, please remember to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also click the link in the description down below because it's always better when it's live. I apologize for yesterday's VOD that just got completely interrupted. Sag, but is what it is. Literally nothing I can do about that. Internet bro, South Africa. Always great fun. Always fucking good fun. So what do I have to do with tomorrow's? Tomorrow's we had. Oh, actually, that's not too bad. It didn't include the massive fuck ups. That's fine. Yeah, that's good. Oh, Valentine, how you doing, brother? No, why would you think that there's gonna be why would you guys think that I'm gonna ever do a hot tub stream? That's never gonna happen. Zakimi, how you doing? The fuck did I just do? Oh, never mind. Oh, that's right. That's what I wanted to do. Okay. Part 1 and part 2. Actually, fuck. I need to do this. Okay, there we go. There we go. Sleepy, I want to go back to bed. Then why don't you? 40k with Echo, read from the tub, get all the views. I'm pretty sure if I did a hot tub stream, I would not be getting all the views. Super Science Swiper, you motherfucker. Thanks for the deal and sub. Did really appreciate that. 8 months in a row. Appreciate you, fam. Any Final Fantasy? Anyway, good morning. Super Science Swiper, no. Load shedding still not over, bro. And I have massive internet issues. We keep getting interrupted with bullshit here. So, yesterday, for example, after about, I think we were streaming for about 3 hours, and then the internet died. My internet only came back, like, after 5 hours. I could use the internet again. It is a nightmare at the minute, dude. I don't know what the fuck to do right now. I genuinely don't know what to do. I am sick and fucking tired of this bullshit. But yeah, doesn't seem like. Fuck. I should have done that before I exported that. Alright, never mind. Just export. We'll check this out. Lunari, how you doing? I'm looking forward to your return to FF14. Dude, I will be returning to FF14. I promise. It's not that I'm, like, trying to dodge it. It genuinely is just a case of everything is fucked at the moment. I need to do Q&A today anyways, so that would have interrupted it regardless. And then, of course, I don't know when my power's going to go off. I don't know when the fuck my internet's going to go off. I don't even know if we're going to do the Q&A today. I'm going to be honest with you. Everything at this point is like, what would I call it? It's plans that could be interrupted at any point. Like, everything is tentative. We might do Q&A today. We might not. I might stream for the next hour and then suddenly my internet dies and then fuck it. I'm not streaming for the rest of the day because my internet has just decided to do its own thing. So yeah, I'm a bit all over the place at the moment, and it's really fucking. It's starting to get to the point where I am just beyond annoyed at the situation. It's not always fun to have shit happen this way. And dungeons are fun. I've heard. I've spoken to Rurikon quite a bit. He's well into the new Final Fantasy stuff. And yeah, he keeps telling me as well, I need to get back in, I need to get back in. Load shedding is not only just a thing, it seems to be a permanent fixture now. So, just yesterday, ISCOM announced that load shedding stage 3... Sorry guys, I have a massive headache, so That's why I'm sort of closing my eyes the whole time. Eskom announced just yesterday that they have stage 3 is now implemented until further notice. That's after they said no, load shedding is going to be over soon, but then they had more breakdowns at more power stations. So now stage 3 is continuing indefinitely. We know at least that we're going to have stage 3 for the whole of the weekend, probably for most of next week. We don't know what the fuck is going to happen after that, you know? Super Science Viper, enjoy the bath, brother. Enjoy the bath. Thanks so much for subbing, dude, for resubbing, and also for coming to say hello. I really appreciate it. Gilgamesh, how you doing, brother? Grimfield, how you doing? My internet was also an ass yesterday. I couldn't finish the stream. Grimfield, I couldn't finish the stream either, which is fucking horrible, right? But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I just have to make peace with that and just try to stream every day when I can and for as long as I can. We did, however, I was sort of lucky on Wednesday, because Wednesday we managed to go, what, over 8 hours? Wednesday was a fun stream. Yesterday was a horrible one. Hopefully today is a fun one as well. Hopefully today we can get shit done. If all goes well and if load shedding isn't too much of a bitch this weekend, hopefully we'll stream tomorrow. But tomorrow will, if we do stream tomorrow, it will purely be gameplay. I want to play Plague Tale Requiem. I've wanted to play that since it launched on Tuesday. And every day with stream, other things came up that made me incapable of playing. So yeah, we'll probably do gameplay tomorrow. What new lore book were you talking about on Twitter, by the way? I didn't see any announcements. Lunari, my videos will be up at 6 o'clock this afternoon, or this evening. My videos on it. But believe me when I tell you, it is huge. And it's not outside the game, it's in-game lore books. Effectively, everything we know about our universe is a lie. It's records from literally before humans and most of the mortal races on Azeroth even existed. The Titan Keepers were talking about, you know, the moments of the Gift of Flesh where the first dwarfs, the first earthen, were created or were cursed to become dwarfs, and how they lost track of the dwarfs because right after the Curse of Flesh, the dwarfs sort of just went in their own fucking direction, and they moved so fast and so varied. Like all of the dwarfs just moved in their own direction that they lost track of them. So they're sort of hunting down all the dwarf tribes to make sure that nothing goes wrong there. And then they start giving directives. So they say all records from the Black Empire needs to be expunged. Leave no traces. As far as the mortal races are concerned, it was a time of great chaos. The Titans were the only ones that ever created everything. Or anything, anything else, anything said against this would be treated in the harshest manners. After all, can anything truly be created if it is not ordered? So basically, the Titan Keepers in these records admit that they lied to us from the beginning. All of the records, all of the information that we have up until now about the old gods and about Azeroth and how the Black Empire worked, it's all a fucking lie. Tigersoft, how you doing? I have seen that there is a new video. We will watch that in a minute. Go the bad route if they just rewrite all of the established lore. No, I'll wait and see though. No, it's not a bad thing. All right, so I've seen this on Twitter. I've seen this everywhere. People claiming that this is massive retcons and this is really bad, and Blizzard is just going to rewrite all of the history. In this instance, that is not true. Because everything we knew about... Okay, so I think before we even get into this, I'm going to borrow from Luton09, who's a Warhammer content creator. Probably one of the best content creators when it comes to lore I've ever seen in my life. But Luton makes the following observation. There are effectively 3 different types of storytelling. The first is the one that we are oftentimes, in most cases, very much sort of used to. That's the omnipresent God level storyteller. So, in other words, you have a god or a narrator that is omnipresent. The narrator is everywhere, the narrator sees everything. And in that storyline or in that storytelling mode, whenever the narrator remarks something, mentions something, or comments on something, you can take that as absolutely canonical, unless, of course, there is some fuckery with the narration. Then you have the sort of hearsay rule, right? So someone heard from someone else and they're now telling it. So it's not a narrator, but it is also, or it is a narrator, but it's not an omnipresent narrator. It's a narrator that is still limited in what they could or could not know. So they're telling you a story that they once heard or recounting a story that they were once a part of. In those cases, a lot of what is said could be true. All of it could be true. None of it could be true. It really matters. Or it really depends on how you read the story and who the narrator is. And then finally, you have the first-person storyteller. So I made a couple of changes to Newton's one because I think this one is a little bit more accurate. The first-person storyteller, and Knockit, thank you so much for the follow. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. The first-person storyteller is the storyteller that is telling their own story from their own perspective with their own knowledge. In other words, they will have very limited or any knowledge of anything that happens outside of the scope of their existence. So when that storyteller tells you that, oh, this, and this happened, there is a very good chance that that, and that didn't happen, unless, of course, it happened to them directly. But then also, let's take the example of this person, the narrator, was walking down the street and got punched in the face. So the narrator says, I was walking down the street and someone with malicious intent walked up to me with hatred in their eyes, hatred in their heart, and punched me in the face. The narrator can't possibly know what the culprit or the offender did or felt here. They can't possibly know whether or not there was actually hatred within their heart, or if maybe they were just punching people in general for funsies. They can't know that. So any sort of onus that they place on the person doing something to them or on parties that isn't them should be taken with a grain of salt, because they can't possibly know the inner workings of that character. All they can tell you is how they felt when these things were happening to them. Now, the World of Warcraft storyline very often, and this is where I think a lot of players in World of Warcraft can be forgiven for making this mistake. Because a lot of the time in World of Warcraft, the narration that we get is sort of God level, omnipresent narrator. But more and more, as time has gone on, we have seen those things shift. So a lot of this started to happen already in Shadows Rising. So in Shadows Rising, there's a lot of instances where Nathanos is speaking or Nathanos is thinking to himself. There are instances where somebody is speaking, and instances where the Alliance is speaking to each other, and Anduin is speaking, and Anduin is thinking, and Jaina is speaking, and Jaina is observing, and you're getting those thoughts. So it's a lot more sort of subjective in what is given to you. In the case of the information we have surrounding the Black Empire, surrounding the Old Gods, surrounding that entire storyline, it has always been subjective. We just didn't know about it until much later. When we got given the Chronicles, we were told that this is, as far as they know, the absolute word of God lore in World of Warcraft. We all took it as that, until we found out that it was the Titans that wrote the Chronicles. So in other words, it has been subjective from the beginning. So the Titans could leave out what they don't want us to know, put in what they do want us to know, whether true or otherwise, doesn't really matter. It's all a perspective of from the Titans to us. So what do the Titans think we are allowed to know? So in this case, it's not retcons. It's actually reveals. So this makes you, if you can't at all trust anything that is written within the Chronicles, because we know that the Titans lied at the very start of it all. Even before they wrote the Chronicles, they lied to us. We have the records now of Tyr and Odin writing to their fellow Titanborn, telling the Titan Keepers not to share any information other than the information that is greenlit. In other words, the Titans created everything. The time of the Black Empire was completely fucking chaotic and horrible, and nothing existed before this. But then there's reveals within the in the text, in the in-game book, where it speaks about Yogg-Saron creating living waters within the halls of damn it, I can't remember what the halls were called. Oh, for fuck's sake. Anyways, in one of the Titan facilities that they took over, or that they built on top of this thing, Yogg-Saron created living water. Living water. In other words, Yogg-Saron had the ability to give life. No. Gilgamesh, these are new ones. Fuck it, let me check. Give me a moment, chat. I'll quickly... let me just quickly go up here. Someone DM'd this to me, so I should be able to find it relatively quickly. Let me just open all of this, just in case. Fuck. Alright. Assigned the state of the Titanfall subject, or briefly, it is apparent from your report the degree of transformation in Titanfall subjects is significant on one particularly notable variant. In fact, based on their origins in the prime designate, I am right to confirm that the wreckage discovered on our shores. While I would not presume to question either your authority or your determination, I pray to the Titans that the rumors I hear of a fourth expedition is folly. Watcher, forgive me for keeping secrets, but I instructed Sentinel Tolandras to withhold this message until you had safely reached your destination. You're in it and now worst. Before departing Valdraken, I left the gift in the care of the dragon aspect. Jabbird, how you doing, brother? Zetio, how you doing? Gravelord, how you doing, brother? Guess it's not there. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is the one. Yeah. Sorry. As requested, I offer the following report on the progress towards our objectives. I am pleased to say that the halls of infusion, there we go. The halls of infusion are now operational. Though the work of imbuing order magic into the Wildspring is only beginning, I remain optimistic that the process will prove effective. Already, we are detecting reduced levels of contamination. I hope your investigation into how Yogg-Saron compromised these living waters will yield answers. So either Yogg-Saron created these living waters, or, as they claim, compromised these living waters. Again, everything is up in the air here. Everything is up in the air. We don't exactly know. We do know that these waters that were, quote-unquote, compromised by Yogg-Saron was used for the dragonflight. Okay, so the current lore and how the lore currently sort of reads within this. So how the lore is now sort of progressing and changing since the new lore books came out. We can't trust anything. We don't know how the universe started. We don't actually know, because also confirmed in these books, by the way, the Titans are not world souls. Just FYI, for anyone that wondered. The Titans are not world souls. The Titans were made and designed in a facility called Zereth Ordos, I think. First, all historical records combining the advancement of the Black Empire to be purged, paint the age as one of chaos and misery. Second, attribute all accomplishments and work of wonder to the Titans alone, despite the relentless arguments made by some of you. This is not fallacy. After all, can anything truly be said to exist until it has been ordered? Of course not. Third, do not share knowledge of the first ones. Mortals could not conceive of the wonders that the Makers granted to the Titans of Zereth Ordus. There you go. So the Titans came from Zereth Ordus. That's their homeworld. That's where they were born. So all of the stories of the Titans, all of the stories of the origins of our universe, all of the stories about the Void being the enemy and the Foul being the enemy and all these enemies that the Titans created on our behalf, it's all bullshit. It's all lies. None of it's true. Annoying as fuck with this stuff. They leave interesting breadcrumbs, but then forget they exist and either do nothing with them or do something completely contradictory. Abaddon, I get what you're saying and I get what you're referring to, but you also have to understand that for the longest time now, World of Warcraft operated with no creative director. We know this because Blizzard just recently employed someone as the creative director for World of Warcraft. Happy Nexus, how you doing, brother? Creative directors are so important, and it's kind of sad that Blizzard never felt like it was needed, because this is where a creative director comes in, because it's the job of the creative director to keep track of these different storylines. When the writers come up with a